These are the primary points that we're going to cover today. We'll analyze each element and just try and really help demystify some of that shroud that covers RevOps. So to start off with, we'll talk about who we are as full stack RevOps. We'll go into what RevOps is and how it differs from MOPS or marketing operations. We'll talk about your RevTech stack and why it is the cornerstone of your strategy. Why does data matter? What makes our approach novel? And then we'll move into our approach, which is step 1 to observe, step 2 to engage, step 3, accelerate. And then finally, we'll just put our contact details up and see how we can all work together. Who we are. Let's get to know a little bit about Full Stack RevOps. We are a specialist revenue operations or RevTech agency focusing on the data and RevTech stack development. I am a veteran in the marketing and sales profession, having about 2 decades of experience in the field. I founded Full Stack RevOps to support SMBs in scaling their revenues through strategic, technical RevTech deployment and data-driven strategies. It's quite a mouthful. We have often seen a disconnect in companies' people's, processes, and technology, holding them back operationally and creating a slower growth curve. We take a novel approach to RevOps as we work within a subset of a niche of business operations. By focusing on this one area of RevOps, we can focus on the technical and data foundation for an SMB's revenue operations team to excel at every step. We work with companies from pre-revenue through multiple funding rounds, and fintech is one of our core industry verticals. We love working with product-led growth or PLG companies as our stack development and optimization, as well as our data and analysis, is a key factor in these companies' success. What is RevOps and how does it differ from MOPS? Well, some may say that marketing operations and RevOps are the same. The terms are often incorrectly interchanged. We believe that there are subtle differences between the two. RevOps focuses on the operations of sales, marketing, and customer experience and creates an intersection that encompasses all 3 departments, whereas marketing operations focuses on the revenue-generating operations that a marketing department has control of. One of the core focuses of RevOps is to break down the silos in a company's revenue-generating teams, increasing productivity of that single revenue team, and ultimately align everyone with a single goal in mind. As Dr. Debbie Kabash has so succinctly put it, revenue is now a team sport. Each of the silo of sales, marketing, and customer experience has its own procedures. Revenue operations brings them all together to build a high-performance team that has the customer and their overall experience at its core. RevOps unifies the people, processes, and technologies of the revenues teams, marketing, sales, and customer experience into a single ecosystem. RevOps will deploy a RevOps stack usable by marketing, sales, and customer experience. RevOps will create data visualizations that include data from all 3 departments. RevOps breaks down the silos between these 3 departments, building a cohesive department with revenue as its prime directive. Don't be mistaken. Each department is vital, but they must act as a hybrid department, driving a single goal of an increase in revenue. Your RevTech stack and why it is the corner of your strategy. A RevTech stack is the technology that is used by a revenue team. It is made up of multiple components, and different companies may need different tools, but there are essentially 6 core elements that every stack needs. And all 6 of these stacks need to be interoperable, i.e. they need to talk to one another. The first one is customer relationship management software, CRM. We're all familiar with the concept of a CRM. It allows an organization to collect and store contact and company information. It aids your sales team in keeping track of where the customers are in their buying cycles. Most tools also have a marketing and customer experience aspect to them, whether it's native like in HubSpot or an add-on like a Salesforce Pardot. A strong CRM is the start of a great stack. A good RevOps CRM will mean that anyone can see exactly where a contact is or company within its life cycle. The second one is automation platform. So a key aspect of business success in the current business environment is automation. Without automation, you will run inefficient processes, wasting valuable time and ultimately losing out on that valuable revenue opportunity. Many marketing automation platforms include MailChimp, Mandrill, HubSpot, Salesforce, Pardot, just to name a few. Automation is a word that you'll hear from me throughout this entire presentation. The third one is iPaaS. Now, this is a term that's not often heard, and iPaaS is the Integration Platform as a Service. It was coined by IBM, and essentially what it is it's a tool that allows true interoperability between your systems. Zapier is a perfect example of an iPaaS tool, and is often a very vital connector between your systems. Then it comes down to reporting tools, and you're collecting all this data. Now, how do you understand and decipher it? There are a plethora of tools in the market out there. All of your systems in your RevTech stack have their own reporting platforms. Unless you're collating them and visualizing them in the data in a common dashboard, getting a true overview of your revenue operations and how your team is doing is nearly impossible. Yes, it is possible to pull the reports, add them to your monthly reports, but it's inefficient, and it feeds back into point 2 about automation. Why not make one platform open to everyone, available in real time? Workflow and project management software is a very key part of the RevTech stack. By integrating sales, marketing, and customer experience into a single revenue machine, workflow and project management become crucial. Systems such as Monday.com, Asana, Trello, ClickUp, they're all great workflow management tools. Personally, I love Monday.com. Many of you have heard, and some of you may even use Jira. Jira is a phenomenal tool, but it is really focused at engineering teams and is not really always suitable for RevOps teams without Jira rigging it. Then finally, we come across onto conversational marketing platforms. This is one of the most critical aspects of customer experience, that ability to chat to your customers live in real time, to be able to basically keep everything going is what sets you out from your competition. Tools such as Intercom or HubSpot's got a built-in chat box are great tools to stay on top of your customers' needs. As you can see, each one of these elements, they all cross over into the departments, which is key. And that means that all the departments have full visibility of each other's workings. Your RevTech stack really is the cornerstone of a strong marketing strategy. But then we come into what's called the graveyard of tech. Now, the graveyard of tech exists in all companies, and it comprises of all the technology and systems that companies used in the past, but is discarded for various reasons. There are many reasons for the graveyard, but two that really stand out is, take this as an example. A new employee joins the company and cannot stop raving about a new tool that they've used before and insists it will change the business. Or say, for example, the CEO's golfing buddy uses a platform that has revolutionized their business. These are examples of shiny object syndrome, or SOS. Something new comes along and it has to be deployed. However, more damaging is when a tool was used, but the company loses its champion and the team starts to lose the impetus to use the product. It may be the best solution for your business, but if no one's driving business, then yeah, it's going to be dead in the water. The worst part is that many companies are still paying for a lot of this technology without even knowing about it. And what that means is that not only is there lost revenue potential because of good software, but there's also that outlay of funds that further impacts the bottom line. Now, there are solutions to these two scenarios. On the shiny object syndrome side of things, don't fall into this trap. Just because it works for another business, it doesn't mean it's going to work for yours. Building an effective stack relies on you understanding your organization's core needs. There is no one-size-fits-all approach when building a stack. Every single stack is unique. Finally, losing a champion. It's an even more serious pitfall with the graveyard. Within a company, there has to be a champion of a product. This is the only way that adoption and usage of the system works. Unlike Highlander, however, there cannot only be one. Multiple champions need to exist within an organization. When a champion leaves, find or train a new champion. If you have no one advocating for the use of a system, it's a surefire way of that tech ending up in the graveyard, and everyone goes back to Excel. Why does data matter, and the need for accurate, real-time data? Data is the oil that greases a company's operations. Now that you've built your RevTech stack, how do you monitor its success? In our opinion, this is the most crucial step to a strong revenue strategy. Free tools like GA4 are a good start and critical, but building event-based tracking systems through platforms like Mixpanel will allow you to truly understand your customer and how they engage with your products and service. Every department in a company needs data, but the data that RevOps supplies, in my opinion, is the most important. It is the lifeblood of your business. Building data visualization models allows your RevOps and executive teams to see what is happening real time. I don't recommend refreshing the data every minute, but keeping an eye on the data regularly is critical. It'll show you blocks, opportunities, and optimizations that you can take advantage of. What makes our approach novel? We view every step of the process through the lens of data. We engage with clients for a very specific reason. We don't come in to run your marketing, sales, and customer experience departments. Our sole focus is getting your tech and data flowing seamlessly so your marketing, sales, and customer experience departments can reach their full potential. Once we have your tech and data singing, we work with your executive team to provide strategic, data-backed planning to boost your revenue. Through decades of working with strategy, one of the biggest downfalls that I've seen in companies is the lack of data-backed decision planning. Our approach is to observe, engage, and accelerate. Each step has been meticulously crafted to provide clients with the optimal experience to increase overall revenues. There is no cookie-cutter approach when building the perfect RevTech and data solution. Each client is bespoke, and we always consider that. Phase 1. Observe. In this phase, we come in as a silent observer and request viewer access into the workings of sales, marketing, and customer experience operations. We ask a few questions of the client that will help us in our discovery. Once we receive the limited information we require, we will observe each system, the cohesion and interoperability between them, and what lies in the graveyard, which is a critical step as red flags are often seen here. Most importantly, we look at each system and the data that it provides to see how we can build data visualization with the tools that the client is using. We ask that the client not add anything at this situation, as we do not want any bias while observing. Once we've completed our work, we will present a full document of our findings to the client and provide recommendations of how the client can optimize, add, or remove tools from their stack. We also provide a full breakdown of the available data and how we can use it to accelerate their revenue growth. Phase 2, engage. Here we look at RevTech stack and the data solutions. This is the meaty part of the process. Here we roll up our sleeves and get elbow deep in the RevTech stack. We'll configure and optimize existing platforms to build to the client's need and specifications, which is often not done in initial deployment. We'll also deploy new tools based on our recommendations to boost revenue generation. We work meticulously through each tool and ensure the data passed between tools is there and when needed. When we build our RevTech stacks, it is always through the lens of data. When we deploy, configure, or optimize a tool, it is always with the view of how that data will be passed out of the system so we can collect it and build our data visualization models. We ensure that we have the data to build the reports that will be functional, easy to read, and valuable to all in the organization. One of the items that we always like to build is an event-based tracking system. Event-based tracking in product-led growth companies is not a maybe, but an absolute must. Knowing your adoption rate, how your users engage with your product, where there is a block, and more. It also allows you to calculate your DAU MAU, which is your daily active users over monthly active users, which is a North Star as to how sticky your product is. While event-based tracking systems are essential to PLG companies, all companies benefit from these systems. We've done numerous deployments to monitor conversion rates or where users are in their process at any time. As an example, one process that we've built out as an immediately deployable solution is tracking conversions based on video views, which is critical for marketing departments to justify the marketing spend on video production. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And now for phase 3, accelerate. In this step, we become a strategic partner to your executive team. We use the data that we collect to build RevOps strategies to optimize revenue further. With decades of experience creating strategies that work off company story arcs backed up by data, we ensure that we provide the best service to our clients. We work at an executive level as these strategies are high level. From there, each executive can then take their strategy to their teams. This strategic partnership is not a one-off strategy. We build relationships with our clients. The business landscape changes almost daily and companies must remain agile. When it comes to data, the data you get today may be very different to the data you get in 30 days. It is about being agile that can help you stay ahead of the curve and against your competitors. In closing, Full-Stack RevOps is here to accelerate your revenue growth, and we can't wait to join you along your journey. You can get in touch with us through a few channels. Look us up on the web at fullstackrevops.com. You can send us a demo request, book an introductory call, or even use our nifty little live chat to chat with us immediately. You can also email us at hello@fullstackrevops. You can find Full-Stack RevOps or me on LinkedIn, or you can just call us at +1 604 774 5240. I just want to thank you all for joining me as I have discussed Full-Stack RevOps' mission to demystify RevTech and data and how it can be used in accelerating your revenue growth. I look forward to connecting and discussing your RevOps needs soon.